The best part of waking up is Porsche in your cup. All right, week 2 in the Porsche Cup. Have an old track guide. We'll link it up here. I'm gonna unlist it though. That we had from last season. The car's updated, so I decided to give her a go again. And I don't know if that's completely 100% necessary. I don't know how different I'm doing things. But the track temps are lower, and I may have gotten a little bit better. I don't know. It's so many things have changed. I don't think it's a real apples to apples comparison. But last time we got a 121.6, and this time I was able to get down to a 120.012. I'm pretty happy with that time. I do think still off by maybe a second and a half, maybe 2 from what the quick guys are gonna be doing. And I don't know that this pace is sustainable for a whole race. I think the tires are going to fall off, and maybe not going full out the whole time and trying to conserve some tires will get you a little bit further in the long term on the race. That remains to be seen. I'm still kind of trying to figure this stuff out, but yeah, without further ado, let's show you the lap, and then we'll talk you through how we did it. Alrighty.
Just done a 120.24. Sector 3 time is fast. Sector 1 time is good. That lap time was 120.01. It's your best lap in this session.
All right, Road Atlanta Porsche Cup fixed. Fixed setup, 42.5% brake bias. That's just the way it comes out of the box. 120.012. Let's see how we did it. Just a good exit out of the last corner here. I haven't had an issue with the track temps being what they are. Just going full out through that corner. If you feel a little light on the corner, just a little lift there should do you. Especially once the tires get warmed up, it's pretty good. First braking point is going to be between the 100 marker and this little area where the pavement changes. We got some speed, so we're gonna hit pretty hard there. Not pretty hard, about 70%, but pretty much just immediately start coming off of it. We're going to I kind of hold my brake pressure there and start to ease off, and then as we approach this here, we're starting to feed the throttle back in. Kind of hold off a little bit until the car settles down a little bit, and then we're gonna put it the rest of the way. We still want to come over to this side over here, so we're leaving a fair amount of wheel in it. And we're gonna straighten out, coming up to 5th. This whole little complex here, I've kind of just really I don't know, built up a mental map in my head so I know where it goes, because you can't see where you're going, so you just kind of have to get enough practice in where you know where things are. But yeah, this little curb here is going to be our first braking point. We're going to hit the brakes hard enough that we can get down into 3rd for this next little corner here. We're gonna get back on the throttle, get the weight shifted so we can get over that little hump a little easier, and we're gonna give her all the beans, full throttle, getting the fourth. Lift a little bit, keep the back end from becoming the front end. If keep it pinned there, I've noticed the back end's got a little bit more speed than the front. And then I short shift here a little bit. Get into fifth. We're going to lift a little, coming down, and back on the throttle. Use a little bit of this curb here, and our next braking point is kind of with these this curb up here. We're gonna brake and drop the pressure just a smidge, a little bit more brakes down into fourth, and we're just gonna ease off the brakes and put the throttle back in, and full throttle. And then we're coming up over this curb, and this is always a little scary. We had to lift a little bit there, just because we were losing grip because you're bouncing all over the place. It's learning a lot of the feel of where the grip is doing that. But yeah, and then we're just gonna accelerate through. The next braking zone is going to be a little bit before the 200 marker here, and start coming on the brakes. I need to work on getting my crossing my feet off, but yeah, we're going pretty quick, so we're going to be pretty heavy on the brakes, 80% ish. Ease off, trail braking, and then get back on the throttle and come back into it. Kind of as we approach this curb here, we're gonna start braking again. About midway, and then my idea here is to kind of we're kind of wanting to make a line this way, if that makes sense, but we're coming off the brakes and we're going to start hitting our throttle, and then as we straighten out the wheel, full throttle, and then we've got a long straightaway where we just flat out. This is flat out. Oop. And then our next braking point, I kind of use this section of darker bricks here, concrete barriers, as my next kind of marker. It's somewhere in there. It's go more off of feel than anything. Yeah, we're going awfully fast, so we're needing to be heavy on the brakes, and we're just slowing the car. We're gonna shoot for getting down into third, and we're gonna start kind of start putting some wheel in as we approach this curb here. And we're releasing the brakes as we go, and that's going too slow. And then taking the curb, back on the throttle for a little bit, off of it, and then just hold the mid throttle there, and then back on the throttle as we're coming out. And we're going to go over the hill, get onto the right hand side, and we're going to come back down. Pretty much full throttle from here on out. Like I said, I haven't had any. When it's hotter, it takes a bit for the tires to warm up, and you can take that full throttle. But with the cold track temps, with this morning race, it seems like you can do that full throttle pretty easily every lap. 120.012 at Road Atlanta. There you go. All right, so yeah, there you have it. 120.012. I'm really happy with that time. Very proud of it. I do think the fast guys are going to be in the 18s, maybe touching close to the 17s. I don't know. We'll see. The track temps are really cool, so it's going to be fast. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how we did here, and it remains to be seen what the best strategy is going into these races as far as like conserving tires and that kind of stuff. I'm super excited to see how it turns out. If you kind of want to watch along live with the races that I do, https twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Yeah, that's where to hit the follow button, and then hit the subscribe if you want to watch be notified when we get more track guides. I'll post some races and that kind of stuff too. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. If you've got an opinion on whether or not I should redo tracks that we've already done, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm pretty interested in what folks have to think about that. Otherwise, what would you like to see instead of like a repeat track? I think we've got Fuji and Imola that I did last season that are coming up this season. But yeah, until next time. Bye.